I'm going to be out of here too soon.
How long have you been in here?
Too long. And I just can't wait for the chance to go through those gates. When I first came in here from the old jail, it was just like moving into a hotel. Hadn't been here long when I knew every brick in the joint. God, and I'll never forget the day we found the cellar.
Been nice knowing you.
Excuse me, miss.
You come to empty the bin or something?
No, I've come to see what you're putting into it. This teapot looks brand new. What else have you got in there?
Bugger off, mate, or I'll brain you.
A police officer. Would you come with me, please?
The forensic evidence presented to this court in relation to Barbara Fields is, I find, inconclusive and insufficient to warrant me recommending to the Attorney General that she be charged with murder. It is now up to the Attorney General to charge Miss Fields with break, enter, and steal.
Thank you. I don't know what you're worried about. The coroner's good as said you're innocent.
Of arson. I'll still have to admit to stealing the money, even though I only borrowed it for a while.
Yeah, you can still cop a fair sentence for that. But your solicitor said you had
Oh, yes, I know. Mr. Williamson's very good, and I've got a fair defence. I just wish I could get to trial and get it over with.
George Logan was certainly surprised to see me.
I think he got a bit of a shock.
What was all that about, outside the court?
Oh, just inquiring after my health. I wouldn't be surprised if he came here to see me.
Why would he do that?
I'll let you know after the visit. Would you let me know if he applies for one?
Yeah, sure. But do you think it's wise to talk to him so close to your trial?
Oh, I think it's more than wise. It's essential.
One black hoochie-coochie dress. Size 10. A red... Oh, hell.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, this is brand new. Hope it's not one of Maxine's donations.
Yeah, no, that's safe. It was in that bundle we got in from the Salvation Army the other day.
Oh, thank God for the salvos, eh? Oh, what's going on?
You're Judy Bryant, right?
Yeah?
Senior Detective Herbert, Wentworth CIB. I understand this young lady lives here.
G'day,
Yeah,
Jude.
she's been staying here for a while.
We found her dumping some stolen goods in a charity bin. Looks like she's been on quite a little shopping spree in the past few days. I'd like to check her room.
Do you have a search warrant?
Do you?
This is Tony Berman. He works here. It's okay. Just go through up the stairs. Her room's third on the left.
Thank you.
Sorry about this, Jude.
Oh, I bet the police have been dying to get in here and have a look. Probably go through the whole place with a fine-tooth comb. I better keep an eye on them.
She got all that stuff out of here?
She said she'd get rid of most of it this morning.
Yeah, well, let's just hope she has.
G'day, B.
Hey, what's up with you?
Me? Nothing. I'm fine.
Oh, come on, but you got a face as long as a wet week.
Oh, it's this bloody parole board business. I wish I hadn't let Faulkner talk me into it.
Gordon, you had the cheek to preach to me. Don't be a dill. The parole board meeting's nothing to worry about. You'll be home and hosed.
You reckon?
Of course I do. The hard part is getting in front of the board meeting in the first place.
God, more bloody betting. That Paddy gets more money out of those women than the TAB does in a whole month.
Yeah.
Anybody want to place a bet for this arvo?
Give it a rest, Paddy.
What about you, Barb? No, thanks. I've got no money.
We take IOUs? Oh, you got quite a few bob on the outside.
Not for fritting away on horses, I haven't.
Yeah?
Well, I'd think about it if I
Lay off it, Paddy. Nobody's interested.
Shut your mouth, you old bat, or I'll shut it for you.
No, you won't. You're all wind, Paddy. You lay one hand on me and you'd have every woman in the joint down on you.
Don't bet on it.
So help me, I will do that little bitch, and it'll be worth losing my parole.
No, it won't. You just leave her alone, B. She'll come unstuck all by herself.
Wordsworth, you're to report to the Governor's office, 2:30.
Yes, Mrs. Powell. God, you don't fancy going down instead of me, do you, B?
Thanks, love. This one's all yours. Mine's only coming up soon enough.
Told you there was nothing here. I only nicked a few things and Judy didn't know nothing about
All right, Daniels, we've already got your statement. Do you both live on the premises?
No. I only work here.
What's your address?
Is this necessary? What's that got to do with anything?
Just tell him the address. You've got nothing to hide.
13A, Caxton Street, Wentworth.
How long have you known Daniels?
Just a few days since I started working here.
Have you seen her bringing anything in?
What sort of things?
All kitchenware, electrical goods, clothes?
No.
Then there's no control over what your guests bring in here.
No, of course not.
Look, Detective Herbert, the whole purpose of this place is that women get used to being free again after they've been inside. Now, if we start questioning everything they do, that's going to defeat the purpose, isn't it?
All right, Miss Bryant, I think that's all for now. We'll be taking Daniels into custody until she appears in court tomorrow.
Well, what about bail?
No way, not with her record.
Oh, fair go. I won't shoot through on you.
I'll go bail for her.
Sorry, can't take the risk.
Oh, gee. Thanks for trying, Jude. Sorry about all this. It's only trying to help.
Yeah, I know. I'll see what I can do about getting you a lawyer, love.
Ah.
You want to be more careful who you take in, Miss Bryant. I understand you're waiting on council approval for this place. A bad police report could close you down before you start.
Oh, what? Did he mean that?
Well, I wouldn't worry about it. The department own a big hunk of this place. It's going to take more than this to close us down.
Elizabeth Josephine Birdsworth, age 73. You will recall she has been paroled before, and the original sentence was quashed. There was considerable compensation at the time.
That's right. $30,000. Yet you lost your parole license last time for non-payment of a $300 bill.
Yeah. Well, you see, sir, I gave all me dough to me daughter. Well, she wasn't really me daughter, but I adopted her.
All right,
or
Mrs.
something.
Birdsworth, spare us the history. The relevance to this hearing is that you are now penniless, correct?
Yes, sir.
If parole were granted, she would have accommodation at the halfway house.
So I see. Mrs. Birdsworth, from your record, it would seem you deliberately set out last time to get a conviction so that you could return to Wentworth.
Well, you see, sir, all my mates were in here then. They've all moved out now, so there isn't any reason for me to come back.
I see.
Excuse me, sir. Do you mind if I sit down? My old legs are not what they used to be.
Yes, all right.
Thank you, Mrs. Powell.
Now, I can see this application has been made on the grounds that further imprisonment would seriously endanger Mrs. Birdsworth's life in her present state of health.
And that is correct. She recently had a serious illness and has a past history of heart trouble.
Yes, I can see that from the medical report. But this last attack seems to have been caused by pneumonia. Plus the fact that she neglected to take her tablets. Well, there's no medical evidence to suggest that she'll die because of her imprisonment. Are we agreed? Mrs. Birdsworth, your application is rejected until specific medical evidence can be produced to support your claim.
Bugger!
Now, that's what I call a feeble old lady at death's door. What if the parole board came around?
Oh, that's not likely. Besides, they've rejected me. They don't care if I croak it in here.
I don't believe it. What'd they say?
Well, they reckon I've got to get a doctor to say that I'm going to kick the bucket any minute. Fat chance of that. I'm as fit as a fiddle.
Well, don't give up quite so easily. Mrs. Davidson's on our side. She'll arrange for you to see a doctor.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, Lizzie. I reckon.
Well, that's the situation as far as Lizzie is concerned. Are there any comments?
Oh, well, you can count me in. Oh, she's a funny old duck, but I think she's long overdue to get out of here.
Yeah, but if she did get out, I doubt very much that she'd stay there.
Well, can I do anything?
Well, I will have to have her examined by a doctor, and I did have one in mind. It's Dr. Marsden from Wentworth General. Do you know him?
I know of him.
Well, he attended to Lizzie some time ago, and he was very anxious to have her released. I'm sure he'll help.
I suppose we better contact the halfway house, let Bryant know she's not coming.
Well, I'll call in there on the way home. I've been meaning to look at their renovations. Well, now, let's have a look at your report on the maternity wing, Mr. Murray.
There you go.
Oh, good. You're doing this on purpose.
Couldn't be as bad as the last hand I had.
Oh, this isn't a hand, it's a bloody foot.
Oh, well, we are honoured. Isn't there a party going on in your cell tonight?
What do you mean?
We don't see you in here very often. What are you doing, slumming it?
I just got fed up with being on my own.
Not as much fun as it, love. Would you like playing the cards?
What are you playing?
Rummy, but we can change it if you like.
No, that's fine.
Okay, ladies, payout time for the lucky ones, and the book's open for tonight's dogs. Best odds in Wentworth. Isn't that right, Bee?
She's pushing it a bit far now. You're not to bite, Bee.
Don't you worry. Patty's too thick to be stirring me up her own bat. I know who's behind it.
Who?
Oh, the freak. And I am not going to give her the satisfaction of seeing me break.
I'm absolutely amazed at the progress you've made in a few short weeks.
Yeah, it's getting there. Still have a lot of work to do on the bedrooms. Don't see the point, though. The council hasn't given us permission to open yet.
Will that be long, do you think?
Knowing the council, probably take forever.
Well, I'll see if my brother can help. In the meantime, there won't be any problem about giving Lizzie a room, will there?
None at all. I'll have Tony paint her room tomorrow. Listen, by the way, I had a letter from Sandy Wilson. You know, she runs Guthrie House, the halfway house in Sydney. She said any time I want to come up, she'll show me how she runs her place.
Well, that's wonderful. Are you going?
Yeah, well, I hope so. I spoke to my parole officer. He said he doesn't see it'll be any problem, so maybe next week or something.
And what about the shop?
Oh, well, there shouldn't be any problems. You know, we're not open. Anyway, Tony could run it standing on his head.
Oh, that's good. How's he getting on?
Real well. Still has to learn to treat the cops with a bit of respect.
You've had the police around. What about?
Oh, nothing, you know, just checking.
You haven't had any harassment, have you?
No, of course not. Well, we did have a spot of trouble with one of the girls. You remember Maxine Daniels?
Oh, no. I thought she'd be trouble.
Yeah, she was caught with some stolen goods. Fortunately, the house wasn't involved.
Oh, thank goodness for that. Is there anything I can do to help?
No. I mean, everything's fine, you know. No worries.
Yeah.
Oh, Darby.
Here.
What's that?
Coffee. What do you think it is? Suit yourself. I was just trying to be friendly.
Why?
Because we share a cell together and you are obviously not going to make the first move.
Thanks.
So tell me, what's Ferguson got over you?
What are you talking about?
Come on. All this let's pick on B stuff has got Ferguson's stamp all over it. And don't try and tell me she isn't getting a rake off from the book because everyone knows that she is.
I get stuffed, I do what I like, you know?
Yeah, as long as the freak says it's okay. She pulls the strings, you dance.
So she keeps me out of solitary. Is that so bad?
Depends. Sometimes a stint in the pound is a lot better than making enemies with the women.
Oh, not for me, it's not.
Oh, I wouldn't mind a stint in the pound now and then. No work, plenty of rest, nice and quiet. They won't put me in there, though, because of me ticker.
But it's awful in there. Dark, lonely, not throwing me in there again. You must be bloody mad.
You're the one who's mad if you think Ferguson's going to keep you out of there forever. The minute she has stopped playing her little games with you, you will be on the top floor in seconds flat. And don't think you can push me into clobbering you, because I can get a dozen other people to do it for me. And don't think that I won't.
Good morning. I'm Bruce Horton from the Monkfield Legal Service. Maxine Daniels, is that correct?
That's right. G'day.
Right. Sorry I'm late. I got held up. Now, what's the story?
Oh, they got her for possession of stolen goods.
Have you admitted stealing them?
Had to, didn't I? They caught me with my fingers in the bin.
So there's a police statement and you're pleading guilty, right?
Hey? No bloody way, I've got mitigating circumstances.
What do you mean?
You see, I was doing me Robin Hood bit. I'm out of work, no dough, and I got a great respect for the Brotherhood and how they help people. So I thought, I'll help them.
You mean you stole those goods to give to charity?
Bloody oath.
Yeah, see, she's a bit misguided, but her heart's in the right place.
Look, I think you'd be better off with a straight plea of guilty. Now, have you any previous convictions?
1 or 6. But I can't walk in there and say, I done it, Your Honour. Lock me up. Got to give the buggers a bit of a fight, eh?
Well, all right. It's your funeral. But even Robin Hood was considered to be a criminal.
It's pretty high, isn't it, Doc?
No, not really. Nowhere near high enough to cause any worry.
Well, what about me nausea and these pains in me back around the kidneys?
Well, we could try a pregnancy test.
Oh, go on, Doc. You are a cat.
Now, how many times have I told you, Lizzie, I'm a nurse and not a doctor?
Yeah, but you know just as much as a doctor, and you can tell me what's the matter with me.
Yes, well, my diagnosis is acute parole boarditis.
Eh?
Now, Lizzie, the doctor's report for the parole board has got to be based on your current state of health. Now, if you start inventing all these strange symptoms, the doctor will wake up to you in no time. Besides, the tests could go on for weeks.
Oh, good. I don't want them poking and prodding around on me all that time.
Well, you have a history of angina, so why don't we concentrate on that for the time being and forget about the nausea and the kidneys?
Whatever you say, Doc. Could I die from it?
No, not from angina. It's a symptom, not a disease. It means there's not enough oxygen getting to your heart.
Do you reckon I should breathe more?
Well, smoking less would help.
Oh, good. Couldn't we just go on with the kidneys?
Now, let's see if this book is any help.
Struth, how much flaming longer?
Well, I don't know, but it better not be too much longer. Mr. Horton has another case this afternoon.
Ah, terrific. I should have stayed in the watch house with me junkie mate. It was more fun.
What?
Ah, the bird I was locked up with last night. God, she was a hoot. We sat up most of the night singing our flaming heads off. She was a Stones freak too. We drove the coppers silly.
Well, that's just wonderful, isn't it? I hope the magistrate didn't get wind of it. Oh, how's it going?
All the undefended cases are being heard first. I tried to get our case brought forward, but no luck, I'm afraid.
Hell, Maxine, why don't you just plead guilty so we can get out of here?
No, bugger it. If I do that, I've got nowhere to go.
Well, I have. I'm sorry. I have an appointment in an hour. I'll have to get away.
Oh, well, I understand.
If you really want to go ahead with the defense, I'd advise that you ask for a postponement until I can present it for you. You should get bail without too much trouble.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll keep in touch, huh?
Fine. I'm sorry I have to do this, but it can't be helped. See you later.
Thanks, mate. Hey, Jude. Why don't I conduct my own defence?
For the same reason that you don't conduct the Sydney Philharmonic. You wouldn't know where to start.
Oh, Steve, have you got a minute?
Yeah, but I think you'd better stick with Mr. Faulkner around here.
Sorry. Do you know if Logan has applied to visit me yet?
I've been keeping my eye on the book, but there's been no call yet.
I've been thinking over what you said about me talking to him before the trial.
I still think you'd be wise not to. I'm no legal expert, but there could be some suspicion of conspiracy.
Do you think I could check it out with my solicitor? Could I phone him, do you think?
No, I don't see why not. Come through with me now. I didn't think he was handling your case anymore.
Well, not my court case, but he still handles my business affairs.
Didn't think you'd trust him that much.
Well, I have to trust someone.
Very good.
Hello? Is Philip there, please? It's Barbara Field speaking.
Hello?
Philip, it's Barbara.
What do you want?
I'm phoning about George Logan, actually. I think he wants to come and see me.
Are you crazy? What the hell are you talking about? He wouldn't come within 100 miles of you.
Yes, that's right. That's why I wanted your advice.
Barbara, I've already told you. I'm having nothing more to do with you.
Oh, well, it would be wonderful if you could come in tomorrow, Philip, and I'll be glad to have you there when I speak to him.
All right. What are you after?
Good. Tomorrow morning's perfect, then. I'll be interested to hear what George has to say.
Forget it. I'm not coming in, with or without George Logan.
Well, don't forget about that money that I gave you.
What about it?
That's a good point. I don't think the police know about that, do they?
You blackmailing little bitch.
Good. I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning, then. Bye, Philip. Thank you.
Everything okay?
Everything's fine. Philip's going to bring George in tomorrow. I thought he would.
Who's representing Miss Daniels?
Oh, excuse me, Your Honour. It was going to be Mr. Horton, but he had to... He left.
You have no one acting for you, yet you've pleaded not guilty to the charges.
That's right, Your Honour. But I don't mind giving it a bail myself.
Do you mean you wish to conduct your own defence?
Yeah, may as well, eh?
No, Maxine.
Silence! Who are you?
Judy Bryant. I run the halfway house.
What is your relationship to the accused?
Well, we're just friends.
If you are not her defence counsel, you have no business trying to speak to her.
No, Your Honour.
Excuse me, Your Honour, but Judy runs the halfway house where I live, and it was her that made me see that I ought to be out and about trying to help others.
Am I to understand that this person will be testifying in your defence?
Yeah. Oh, no. Well, I don't know.
Miss Daniels, as you're obviously ill-prepared to conduct your own defence, I'm postponing your case till you can present it in a civil and correct manner. I suggest that you use the interim period in finding a member of the legal profession to present it for you. This case is adjourned until the 25th.
Your Honour, is there any chance of bail?
Oh, Jude, I can't. I got no dough.
Well, couldn't she get out on her own recognizance?
Yeah. What's that mean, Jude?
When you have finished your conversation, it means, Miss Daniel, that we take your word that you'll show up for your hearing. But judging from your past record and what I've seen today, I will not grant such bail.
Well, what if I go surety for her?
Bail set at a surety of $300. Next case.
Beauty. Geez, Jude, thanks for going bail for me. I didn't know you had that sort of dough.
I don't. Doreen's money ran out a long time ago, so if you disappear, I'm going to be in real strife.
Oh, I won't let you down, Jude.
You better not. Look, all you have to do is just keep out of trouble and preferably out of sight for a week. If I could tie you down, I would.
Oh, fair go, Jude. I reckon I could have handled my own defence anyway.
Yeah, and do you think that you would have handled another 5 years in Wentworth? Because that's exactly what you would have got. It was the most stupid, harebrained idea I ever heard of.
I would have only been telling the truth. I stole the stuff for charity.
Maxine, let your lawyer handle everything. All you got to do is front up on the 25th for Mr. Horton. I got to go to Sydney, but if I come back and find out that you've shot through, you're going to wish you were in jail.
Oh, no worries, Jude. I never let a mate down.
Got something for me, Lawson?
To creep up on people like that?
I do what I like in here, Lawson. You should know that by now.
Yeah, well, that's the trouble with some people. Give them a uniform and they think they're God.
Oh, that's a nasty little comment. Getting quite cocky with your new tough image, aren't you? You better be careful. Saying things like that could land you in solitary.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry. Didn't mean anything by it. I've just got a fright when you jumped out on me, that's all.
Of course, I wasn't referring to myself, but
There are some officers who could trump up a whole string of charges against you. Keep you locked in that tiny little cell on your own for ages and ages. But I'm really quite nice to prisoners who do things for me.
What do you want?
I seem to recall you promised to stir B. Smith up.
Well, I've tried. I've been getting the women to bed every 5 minutes and rubbing B's nose in it. She just won't bite.
Then you'll just have to try harder.
Well, what can I do? I've got to share a cell with her at night.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I've also heard that that's one of her favourite tricks, too. Waiting till her victims are asleep. Tell you what, you get Smith to jump you when I'm around and I'll see you transferred to another cell.
Yeah, I'll bet. Solitary.
Ah, Smith will be in there for attacking you.
What about the other screws?
Oh, I can keep them off your back. But of course, if you decide not to help me, then I'll have to start trumping up those charges. Now, let's see, running an illegal book could get you at least a week.
Hello, that looks ominous. Don't tell me we're playing musical cells again.
No, I just had a call from the gate. We've got a new customer. I'm trying to work out where I can put her.
She a first-timer?
Not according to a file. She's paid a couple of visits to Mullower in the past, mainly prostitution. Latham's on her own.
Well, that's a good choice. They should get on well together. Well as Latham can get on with anyone.
Ah, Seymour. Thanks. Stand on that white line, will you? Your name is Penny Kathleen Seymour, is that correct?
Yes.
You're charged with soliciting for the purposes of prostitution and sentenced to 7 days imprisonment, is that correct?
Yes.
You will go to the bench, you'll place all your personal belongings, jewellery and cash on it.
I know what's there, so don't try anything.
One more crack like that, and the next 7 days could be the slowest in your life. Go in there and take a shower. Then Mrs. Morris will take you through for a medical.
Only 12 months on the game. She has had a busy year. Sister Mary must be in the hospital. Sit down here, will you? There's a new arrival for examination. I'll put a file on the table.
G'day. I'm Neil Murray.
I thought you said Sister Murray.
Unfortunately, that's what you get for entering a predominantly female profession. But you can call me Mr. Murray.
Fair enough. I just wasn't expecting to see a bloke.
Yes, well, there's no need to be embarrassed. I've been studying nursing for years, and I've seen it all before.
That's all right. I've shown it all before.
Really? Penny Seymour?
That's right.
Well, this is just a standard examination, Penny, to determine that you're clean and healthy and not bringing anything contagious into the prison.
Yeah, I know. I've had one before.
Yes, I see.
It's a nuisance, though. It means you have to work twice as hard when you get out to make up for the money you lose.
Yes, well, just undo the top of your blouse, will you?
Of course, there's always the chance of making a bit inside. You can get discount rates if you liked.
Breathe in.
The male screws will probably be in it, but it's a bit difficult when they're not supposed to be alone with you. But you've got a nice little setup here. Getting to see your patients on their own.
I said breathe in. Out.
Well, let me know if you change your mind.
I've got to check your head for lice, no?
Gee, you really know how to make a girl feel attractive.
You stupid bitch! What the hell are you doing?
Oh, sorry, it was an accident.
Oh, yes, like hell. What do you want detergent for anyway?
They're running out.
Well, if they want it, they can get it for themselves. You stick to your job and let them stick to theirs.
Don't tell me what to do, you fat bitch.
Oh! Oh! Right, go, Smith. Break it up. You'll be on a charge for this.
Oh, well, the crap. She attacked me.
Get moving, Smith. Off to the pound.
Just a minute, Miss Ferguson. Lawson started this.
No!
Oh, I'm sure Smith started it, Mrs. Powell.
Well, you didn't see the beginning of it. She swung the first punch.
No, it wasn't me. It was her. I didn't start it.
You all right?
Yeah, I'll live. I've been a bit hard on her wrist, though.
Why didn't you take her down to the sick bay, then put her in solitary?
Come on, Lawson.
No, not the pound. I didn't start it. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. No, let me go, you bitch. You promised. Let me go, not the pound.
I promised you nothing, Lawson. Shut up.
What's going on
Let me
here?
go.
Lawson and Smith had a fight. Lawson's hurt her arm.
Well, bring her in.
Oh, don't let her do it. She promised me.
Well, what's she talking about?
Oh, I promised her she wouldn't go into solitary if she behaved. Looks as though I've wasted my breath.
Yes, well, it's all right. I'll take care of her.
Well, she's pretty violent. I'd better stay.
I spent 3 years in psychiatric wards, Miss Ferguson. I'm sure I can handle her. All right, let's have a look. What was it about, this fight?
I never started it. I don't want to go to the
Yes,
pound.
okay, now settle down. I'm just the medic around here. Now, can you squeeze my hand? Hurts.
Just a bit.
Tell me, what's wrong with the pound?
I hate it.
Just don't like being on your own,
Everything. It's dark. There's no air. I can't breathe in there. Oh, please don't let him put me in there, please.
It's all right now. You can calm down. Now, your wrist isn't broken. The tendons have just been stretched a little. Now, they're bound to be sore for a couple of days, so I'm going to put a support bandage on it. And I think a sedative wouldn't be a bad idea.
Just don't let him put me in the pound.
Now, what's so important that you had to see me alone?
That business in the laundry with Patty. It wasn't her fault.
Don't try and tell me what I saw. She threw the first punch.
She was set up. That's why I didn't flatten the stupid bitch.
Oh, yes? Who's trying to set her up?
Oh, well, I'm not allowed to mention any names now, am I? But it's someone who's very keen to see me thrown in the pound.
No, Smith, I'm no good at guessing games.
You don't have to guess. You were there. You saw for yourself.
Let's just assume I do know who you're talking about. Why and how is she being set up?
Why is so I get stirred up enough to thump her and lose my chance of a parole. How? Fear, I guess. Patty is terrified of going to the pound.
Oh, well, even if I did believe you, there's not much I can do about it. She's still guilty of starting the fight.
Well, what you do about it's up to you, but it's not fair she goes to the pound because it wasn't her fault. She's a bit of a drongo, maybe even a bit nutty. But that fight was not her idea.
Well, I'll think about it.
Oh, hello. Just come in, have you?
Yeah, my name's Penny.
I'm Chrissy. Welcome to home, sweet home, such as it is.
It'll do me for a few days.
You just visiting, are you?
7 days. Got a sympathetic magistrate.
Soliciting?
Yeah. You too?
Nah, not this time. I sort of go on the game part-time, you know, when I need the money.
Well, things are looking up since the last time I was in jail. I see they've even got a male nurse here now.
And he's mine, so keep your mitts off him.
Oh, don't worry. He's not exactly my idea of the Incredible Hulk. I offered him half my usual rate and he knocked me back.
Yeah. I reckon he's saving himself. And I'm offering a lot of interest for a very small deposit.
And Neil? Still working?
Yes, just doing a bit of checking up on Paddy Lawson. Do you know anything about her?
Not really. Actually, she's a bit of a puzzle. I mean, she doesn't seem the violent type, but every now and again she just goes berserk.
Apparently she attacked nearly everyone the day she came in.
Oh, yes, I've just been reading a report about that. She was just getting out of the police wagon, wasn't she?
Yes, came in here like a wounded bull. And then attacked Barbara Fields when she took a meal up to Solitary.
Well, that's got to be Lawson you're talking about.
Yeah.
How's her arm?
Oh, the arm's no problem. No, it's mine that I'm worried about.
Meaning?
Well, do women usually scream and fight that much when they're taken up to Solitary?
Hardly ever. You don't think she could be claustrophobic, do you?
Well, that's a strong possibility. Do you think I could see her in Solitary? I'd like to see how she's handling the confinement.
Yes, all right. I don't see why not.
Well, do you need me? I promised I'd go and see the halfway house before.
No, go on. Off you go.
Okay. Bye-bye, Colleen. Bye.
Yeah, see you later, mate.
Come on, I'll take you through now.
Paddy? Paddy?
Paddy, you've been a naughty girl. Now you'll stay there till you're a good girl again.
Now, what do you think?
Oh, she's got all the symptoms. Violent desperation, withdrawal. Oh, you can't keep her locked in there. She'd go mad.
Well, I've seen what she can do. I'm not going to let her out without another officer here. Look, I'll go and get someone.
Yeah, well, hurry, and I'll prepare a sedative.
Okay.
Let me out of here! Oh, I'll be good! I'll be good!
Maxine? Oh, come on, Max. Now quit clowning around. I got plenty of work to do. Margot, what the hell are you doing here?
Geez, I'm bloody starving. Had to hitchhike all the way back from Barnhurst. Never had a cracker to get anything to eat on the way.
How'd you get out?
How do you reckon? I just went out with the work party. Nicked off while old Roberts wasn't looking. You know, Barnhurst like.
Yeah. So what are you going to do now?
Well, I figured you could put me up for a couple of days till I figure out a way to get out of the state.
Well, you figured wrong. Look, I'd like to help you, Margot, but I can't. And if the department find out you've even been near this place, they'll close me down.
Well, they're not gonna know, are they?
No, they're not gonna know because you're not gonna be here.
Geez, thanks, Jude. Bloody great help you turned out to be. Wait till I tell the girls back in Stir you'll be real popular. They'll be staying away from this place in droves.
I'm sorry, Margot.
Well, at least give us a change of clothes and a couple of bucks to keep me going.
Yeah, all right. But when you get it, will you go and stay away, please?
Yeah. Lawson, I'm authorising your release from solitary, but the charge against you still stands.
Thank you.
No, not me. Mr. Murray, you should thank. He seems to think there's some reason for your violent behaviour.
Well, Paddy, I've been looking through your file, and it seems to me you might be in need of some help.
What sort of help?
Well, I think you're claustrophobic.
Well, so what? Lots of people are.
Yes, and lots of people don't go about trying to smash their way out of places or bash anybody who gets in their way.
Well, neither do I. At least I don't mean to.
See, that's what I mean about you needing some help.
Mr. Murray's going to prepare a report for the governor, and we'll get a psychiatrist to come in and see you.
No, I'm not mad.
Now, Paddy, acute claustrophobia is an illness, just as much as bronchitis or appendicitis. A psychiatrist is only a doctor.
I'm not going to see a shrink. I'm not mad.
Okay, if there is nothing wrong with you, you better go straight back to the pound.
No! Oh, all right, I'll see him.
Cool. Where is everybody?
Dunno. Must be something to do with my deodorant.
Well, this is Penny. They put her in with me. She got nicked on the game. This is B. Smith, the one I was telling you about.
In here for arrest, eh?
Yeah, 7 days for being a loose woman.
Well, if you'd been a tight one, they would have got you for drunk and disorderly. Pull up a pew.
Yeah, she reckons the police have got this big blitz on at the moment.
Yeah?
Yeah, must be a council election coming up pretty soon. You can't step out the door. Bloody streets are crawling with cops. Most of my mates have got done in the last few days. All got ordered off the streets.
Oh, don't worry. Happens like that sometimes. In a couple of days, they'll be back to their speeding tickets and parking fines.
Yeah. Blimey, what's she doing at the pound?
Well, what do you know? Po-face must have listened to me after all. I told her she shouldn't be in there.
You what? After she thumped you?
Well, it wasn't her idea. She was put up to it by the freak. Even so, I'd watched that one if I were you, Penny. I reckon she's a brick short of the load.
Yeah. Thanks for the warning.
Hey, hang on. That could be about Margot.
Police are on the lookout for a woman prisoner who escaped from the Barnhurst prison complex earlier today. A spokesman named the escapee as Margot Joyce Gaffney, who was serving a 10-year sentence for armed robbery. Gaffney failed to return with an outside working party, and the alarm was raised when the party returned to the prison at lunchtime. We'll have a full report in our later bulletin.
Bloody Margot.
Poor bitch. Don't fancy her chances.
Are you kidding? Barnhurst is the perfect place to do a flip. It's far enough away from the city, it's close to a highway, there's loads of trucks going by there. Probably in Sydney now if she's got any sense.
Yeah, but since when did Margot Gaffney have any sense?
Well, I'd like to help you more than this, but as you can see, the cupboard is bare.
Oh, the poor dog who gets none, eh?
Take some clothes. I'll just check that the cops aren't hanging around. Holy bloody hell, it's Mrs. Morris. Get in the kitchen.
Is there a back door?
It's deadlocked. Look, you go in the kitchen. I'll take her upstairs and you can get out this way. Hi, how are you, Mrs. Morris?
How's everything going?
Oh, really well, you know. We finished painting down here.
You look impressive.
Yeah, done a couple of the bedrooms too.
Oh, right. Lead on.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, by the way, that man at the hardware store said he'd give you paint at a discount if you're interested.
Oh, that's great. Well, come upstairs and see what we've done. I'm mighty proud of it, if I say so myself. Actually, not all of the bedrooms are done, but 3 are. I love it.
Judy, you really have.
Yeah, it's amazing what a bit of paint will do. Well, a lot of paint, actually. I must take advantage of that discount. Anyway, this room's the next.
Yes, we'll go and see Mr. Goodman, the hardware man. He's very friendly.
Yeah, I might do that. I mean, he might even give me a discount on other things, you reckon?
Mrs. Davidson said you'd had some trouble with Maxine.
Yeah, she went up on a shoplifting charge. I went bail for her.
I just hope she doesn't let you down.
You and me both. Well, I did say to her to hang around so I could keep an eye on her, but you know what kids are like. She just up and disappeared on me. I can't lock her in a room all day, can I? I mean, what would you do, Mrs. Morris?
Someone's fiddling with my car. Hey! It's Margot Gaffney. Too late, she's gone.
Oh, please don't, Mrs. Morris.
What do you mean? You were hiding her, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. She wanted me to, but I didn't, did I? I just gave her something to eat and some money and sent her on her way, or I was about to when you showed up.
But I can't let her get away with stealing my car.
Yeah, well, she's a dill, isn't she? She's gonna dump the car sooner or later. Why do you have to involve the halfway house? Oh, please, Mrs. Morris. Look, it's not just for me, is it? I mean, I did what I did because I had to. She would have seen that no one came here. I mean, who'd stay here when it's run by a lagger? Now, eventually, she's going to dump that car. With a bit of luck, the police won't even connect her with it. Please don't do this, Miss Morris.
But she's an escapee.
I know that. But if they connect her with me, after all the Maxine business, the department will close this place down in 2 seconds flat.
No. I have to tell them it was Margot. Look, I won't say that you knew she was here. I mean, they won't be able to prove anything as long as Margot says nothing when she gets caught. Trust me, Judy.
roses. I wish he could again, but that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines.